All right, let's welcome in now Congressman Byron Donalds to talk more about several of those topics. Congressman, great to see you.
It's good to see you guys. How are you?
Well, we're doing all right. One of the first things we heard from DeSantis there, Governor DeSantis, was his criticism of the debt ceiling deal, saying that this country is going bankrupt before and it's going bankrupt after this deal between Speaker McCarthy and President Biden. What is your take on what we just heard from the Florida governor there?
Well, look, I agree with that statement. It's not wrong. All this debt ceiling deal really does, it just treads water. We're going to accumulate another $4 trillion of debt under this bill. The spending trajectory is still going to take us to be $14 to $15 trillion more in debt on top of the 32 in another decade. And so we haven't even begun to do the meaningful cuts necessary to get the fiscal house in order. It's basically a pause, $12 billion in the first year. And I'm not trying to speak ill of that, but the reality is that there's significant budgetary work that needs to be done in Washington, D.C., and this bill does not do that.
So what goes on now? We know that there is a motion to vacate Congressman Donalds that was part of when, Speaker McCarthy became Speaker, as we watch it all play out here. And Ken Buck says that's something they'll be discussing now. You were, in fact, one of the names, as we all remember, being brought into that while the vote was happening, the 15 rounds there. Do you think we will see a motion to vacate or more of this discussion when it comes to Speaker McCarthy? What is his future hold with this particular aspect?
Well, right now, I really don't know. I think that there are members who are talking about it. I mean, if you remember going back in January, what we wanted to do was bring the motion to vacate back. It's something that Nancy Pelosi got rid of to protect Nancy Pelosi, frankly. And so it was important to bring that back to Congress, and we were successful in doing that. But there's still a process around it. I think if you're going to do that, there has to be a large appetite in the Republican conference for that to actually really be able to take hold. I don't really think the appetite is there amongst the entire Republican conference, but members are going to have that conversation, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Congressman, we also wanted to get your take on this fall from President Biden yesterday. Folks might remember how a lot of Democrats and the media called for the 25th Amendment, serious questions about Donald Trump's health after he slowly walked down the ramp at the commencement ceremony at West Point a few years ago, or when he took that drink of water. It's, of course, sad to see the President of the United States fall. What is your take on this?
Well, first, I agree. Seeing a president fall like that is something we don't need for our country. The rest of the world looks at that stuff as well. It's not good for us. But look, there's always been this hypocrisy between Republicans and Democrats. If a Republican had fallen like this, you're right. The 25th Amendment would be all the talk on the national news networks and in all the papers. That's what they would do. But with this president, they protect him. They're going to keep him in the basement. They're not going to let him talk to press, and they're all fine with it because at the end of the day, it's about accomplishing their agenda. And they feel that Joe Biden is going to help them accomplish that agenda, and they're going to protect him no matter what, regardless of the reality that every American is seeing.
Congressman Byron Donalds, great to see you. Thanks.
Anytime.